You can't make a dog run. They want to. They're barking and jumping and lunging, and then they're running.
The feel of hooking them all up and everybody striding together and just going along. Oh, I just love being with the dogs.
Okay, guys, let's go. Come on.
There was no such thing as dryland racing around here in the 90s. But then it turned into like a full-fledged race circuit. Part of it was because you don't have to depend on the snow for it.
Our sport of dog sled racing has changed in our area of Wisconsin. When the weather tends to trend a little bit where there's races being canceled, that does affect our sport.
So what seems to be happening in Wisconsin is that because of climate change, winters are getting warmer. Snowfall is becoming more and more erratic and unpredictable, and this makes it really hard for the people who love the sport of dog sledding. I'm here in Gleason, Wisconsin on the farm of Mel and Keith Amernick, and they share the land with Mel's father. Her father has been a musher since the 90s, and so she grew up with this.
Dryland racing for us was an old lawnmower that the motor was taken out, and we hooked the dogs to it. We were waiting for the snow. As soon as there was snow, we went and hooked to the sled because that's what dog sled racing was.
Way faster than a herd of turtles. Look at those dogs go.
So there was a Dryland Derby scheduled for this weekend. And then this happened. The fact that there's snow at times when it's not expected, and the fact that there is not snow when there usually is snow, is part of the unpredictability around what's happening with climate change.
There's a much greater swing, I think, in the weather. Yesterday morning, November 10th, it was 2 below zero. October 25th, we were mountain biking in t-shirts and shorts because it was in the upper 70s. In a 3-week period, you know, you're dropping 80 degrees for temperature. It's just, I don't remember that in years gone by. The warmer you get, the more swings you get. That's the way I understand it best.
I think we are affecting our weather because of what has changed so quickly recently when the human population has increased and all the things we've done.
One thing about weather, we can all comment about it, but we can't change it. Somebody's got the formula for being able to control weather, you know, more power to them.
Well, he's old school with the sled dogs, and he's old school with pretty much everything else.
Way to go, Bronco, huh?
I think this is part of the really interesting thing about trying to talk about climate in today's America. The issue has become extremely politicized and polarized. There's a whole lot of gray area between being a skeptic and someone who doesn't believe and feeling like humans are ruining the earth and we need to change everything today. Mel and Keith are the ones who keep more than 20 dogs in their kennel and are feeding and loving and caring for them year-round in order that they can do dryland racing when the weather's right and snow sledding when the weather's right. You have families who love each other and live together and play together and run their dogs together, and they're experiencing the exact same environment, but they have different perceptions about what changes they're seeing or if they're seeing changes.
Do you feel like you'd believe the information coming in, whether it's scientific or religious or political, if it reflected your views and you agreed with it?
Political parties come and go. People of power come and go. And things like the earth, the weather, attitudes take a little bit longer. And so, you know, what is it? The country boy will survive?
I would just like to think that we can stop some of the harms we've done. We want our children and our children's children to be able to enjoy this planet. And I want sled dogs to be able to run on snow in 100 years.